All right, so now let's go ahead and get started. The class that we're going to cover today is the Realist Tax. Okay, as you guys know, Realist Classic will be going away. It should have went away a long time ago, but unfortunately, there's something in the old Realist that we need for the new Realist, and until we get that fixed, then you're going to have both. But for right now, when you go in through Fusion, you're going to automatically, when you click on Public Records, it will automatically take you into the new Realist Tax. Okay, you still have access. Yes, you still have access to Classic, but it will automatically take you to the new Realist. When you do it here from Tempo, so if I click Public Records here, you see I have an option, Realist Tax Search or Realist Classic Tax Search. Ignore this. It is going away. Please never go in there. Click Realist Tax Search, and you see it opens here. Now, it depends on the way your browser is set up. The way my browser is set up, every new window will open up in a tab no matter what the window is. Now, that's the way I have mine set up. For you, sometimes it may open up in a new pop-up. Okay? Now, with that being said, you do have to allow pop-ups. So really quickly, I do want to cover that with you guys really quickly. The way to do that, if you're in Internet Explorer, you're going to click on your tools here, and you have Internet options. So that little gear is tools. Some of you may have tools over here depending on the type of browser you have. They're the exact same. You just click on tools, then Internet options. From tools, Internet options, you guys have security. And from security, you have trusted sites. So once again, I went to tools, Internet options. And then I also went to security. And I clicked trusted sites. Once trusted sites is selected, the sites button will be active. It will no longer be grayed out. This is how you normally see it, grayed out. Once you click trusted sites, it's no longer grayed out. Once I click sites, the first thing that you want to do when you get here is uncheck the box that says require server verification, HTTPS for all sites in the zone. Okay? So you uncheck that box first. You do not need to put the asterisk there. The system will do it for you. You will just put .realist.com. This will allow anything with the Realist domain. So .realist.com, and you're then going to hit the add button. By doing that, you actually allow everything coming from Realist, so the pop-ups won't be a factor anymore. Another way you could do it is at the bottom when it does pop up, you're going to get a pop-up blocker. You can hit always allow, which will work for Realist coming up, but it won't work for every pop-up in Realist. You're going to have to do it for about 3 more. This will make everything available. Any questions at all? All right, so let's go ahead and hit close. You guys can add .sandicore.com too if you want to make Sandicore a trusted site. Say cancel. And this is exactly what you'll see when you come here. When you log into the new Realist, this page, the search page, is your home page. Okay. Let's actually cover the features really quickly. You have the search on the left-hand side, you have a map here, and you have a grid. In this class, we're going to cover the map and grid last, but really quickly, you see right here where it says map, grid, or split. You can show map only, like so. Or you can show grid only. Or you can split it the way that it is. Also with the search, you guys see that little arrow there? You can click that arrow to hide the search for a moment, so you can see more map and more grid. And then you can click here to bring it back. Okay. Now the big reason why I'm showing you guys this is, unlike Tempo and Fusion, when you log out of the system and you come back, this is exactly what you're going to see. So whatever view you were on, you just have to remember to turn those things back on. We didn't take them away, you just turned them off. So just turn them right back on. Any questions there? Same thing with the search form here. I'll show you this really quickly even though we're going to cover it. Your default search form when you guys come here will be the System My Search. But whatever search you were on last when you left the system is the search form you'll see when you come back. Okay? None of the data will be here when you come back, but whatever you're looking at, meaning search form or map or grid. Any questions there? All right, so now, up top you see it says Welcome Ricky. It says welcome in your name. Here is your Realist Classic access. And then you also have logout. Remember, this Realist Classic access will go away at some point. Above that you have Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and blog. That is for the Realist company, not Sandicore. So if you go to their Facebook, Twitter, their YouTube, or their blog page, what you guys have to remember is Realist actually takes care of a lot of different counties, not just San Diego and not just California. They're nationwide. So They're telling you how their system works, not necessarily how we would use it. Okay? Any questions there? All right. Now, to the left you have help. If I'm not good enough, you guys need some kind of help. Right here you have the user guides. Those are actually pretty good though. Here are the user guides. You also have the tutorials, which are 4 little videos. These 4 little videos are just how the system works. Once again, they were created by the Realist Company. We do have videos on our website on how we use the system. This exact class that you guys are about to go through. Contact us. We'll contact us at Sandicor. And the rest of this is just legal and privacy policy information. If you care about looking at that stuff, there it is. You can read this big long privacy policy if you like to. Alright? Any questions on the help? Next we have the preferences. This is really important. You do this one time only and you never have to touch it again. Okay? Completely up to you. There is a submit button in the bottom right hand corner, but just so you know, you never have to hit submit until you're completely done. Okay? So right here it says search options. The way the system works is when you perform a search, it will automatically show the properties on the map matching that search criteria. If you find just one property, do you want to see that one property on the map, or would you like it to automatically open up the report? I say automatically open up the report. Okay, so it says auto open property detail report when single property is found. Everything that you guys will see here will be a default. If I changed anything for presentation purposes, I will let you know. Okay. Next you have include unmatched sales transactions in the search results. This is asking you, do you want to include the transactions that have not been matched to a parcel? Okay. So if the transaction has been created, but it hasn't been matched to a parcel, would you like to see it? I say yes, because they still will affect your comps, okay? Even though it hasn't been matched to the parcel number yet. Completely up to you though. If you would like to suppress those, you can go up to 24 months back, or do not suppress at all. This is, the default is actually 6 months back. I don't know why mine changed, but there you go. Okay. Next, you have the maximum number of properties to view in a results grid is 1,000. Okay? So I kept it on 1,000. But the maximum, just so you guys know, that you can view on a map is 250. So it will show 250 in your, or 1,000 in your grid, but 250 on your map. Any questions there? All right. Then we'll move on to reports. So after search, I have my reports here. The first report we have is a report preference. And it's asking you about your report display format. Do you want to see it dynamic or fixed? If you choose fixed, it is going to show every single field no matter what, if it has data in it or not. Dynamic will only show the fields that have data in it. So for presentation purposes and printing purposes, I'm going to keep it on dynamic. Okay. Next we have the property detail report. Would you like to display the map and property summary? I said yes. This is a default. And then we go on to the comp report. Just like before, you guys can run comps in the system. But some of this stuff you may not want to change, and I'll explain here in a second. It says the number of comps to return is 20, but the max is 50. Your default is set at 20. You can put any number here that does not exceed 50 comps. Okay. The sort method for those comps is how do I want to sort those properties once I get them? The default is distance from subject closest. So the number 1 property will be the closest property to my subject property. You can also do it by sales / recording date, sales price, or living / building area. Then you choose if you want to display the map, the property images, the summary stats, and include values projected by square footage. I said yes to all of this. The next section of the comp report is the search criteria. This is something, like I said, you may not want to change because it's done on a case-by-case basis. When you run a comp, you will still have to change this criteria because you're not always going to search the same property. So for instance, we have the data source. Both tax and MLS, or just tax, or just MLS. This is the first tax system to integrate MLS data. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay? But remember, if you choose both, some of these fields do not apply to both. If I choose tax only, notice distress sales and all that information becomes available. But if I choose MLS, it's grayed out because they do not apply to just MLS. So I'll go to both. And now I can do both. So for pool, I'm going to keep it on no preference because once again, you're not always going to search a property with or without a pool. Distance from subject, the default is 1 mile. The max is 10 miles. Your built bedrooms, bathrooms, and storage, I am again going to leave blank because you will do this on a case-by-case basis. Then you have your search time period. The default is 6 months back. You can change to anything that does not exceed 12 months. Also, on a case-by-case basis, you can do it by date range, but never do it by date range by default. Okay. Any questions there so far? Then you have the living/building area. The default is 15%, meaning 15% below my subject property, 15% above. We left the lot area blank. Same with style. But with land use, you're going to keep it on same as subject, because you want it to be the same as the subject property. Any questions on the comp report here? Next, we have the market trends report. Now, this is one that may not make sense to you guys until I'm able to show it to you, because it is a new report. But it's asking you if you want to include the market conditions, distressed properties, financial health, and chart description. If you are going to print this out or give it to a client, always include the chart description so they know exactly what they're looking at. Okay. What was that, I'm sorry?
What is the chart description?
It's going to explain what each chart represents.
Oh, I see.
Next, we have the search criteria. So by default, the property type is single family. You can change the condo on a case-by-case basis. The trend period is monthly, but you can change it to quarterly. And for the geography, it's neighborhood, zip, city, and county. You guys may notice I have neighborhood unchecked. That's because these boundaries are applied by Bing. Bing defines neighborhood differently than we do in the MLS, so there's no data to be displayed. Okay? So you keep this unchecked. Okay. Any questions?